Hello everyone, Babylon here. Today's episode is episode 26. It will be Waterfall. We have to go and get over a big, huge mountain range to open a pass to get to the Riverlands. Uh, Riverlands is way better, way more bears than down here. I mean, you can run into bears all over at the Riverlands, but at the same time, opens up another area
There's
for the
been a
Black
development.
Woods,
UDA are pushing
boss
for.
fights and stuff.
Normally, those that get
the,
their own people to open
I
up
don't know
new
what to
areas.
tell y'all on this.
They like to get in first.
I died
But they've been losing
again,
folk left, right,
uh,
and center.
not on
So,
purpose, but
here we
I don't
are.
know what it is with those ramps
At
going
least the
down
goal's
cliffs and
simple.
up and down cliffs. But
Just get there and
apparently,
plant a
I
beacon
probably
for
shouldn't be
supply
doing that
pods.
anymore. I don't think.
Destinations on the
I
map.
did cut out the retravel going up
Tricky
there.
part is
You'll
it
see
doesn't
going
look
up
like
here.
there's any
Most of the time, I
natural
spend a lot of time
pathways.
killing animals,
So
taking
maybe
their
you're
heads,
gonna have to make
so I can
one.
stop at the trader there and
But first, you
turn
gotta
those in
get
for some
there.
rent.
Don't let me hold
Uh,
you up. Grab a beacon
Hands down, the
and
best
get
place
going.
if you want to make Ren, just do the farming one. It by hands means if you get like the coffee bean and you do it like we did in that one video. I mean, you can wind up with a ton of Ren, way faster than you can on than the other two. I tried the fishing ones and just didn't seem to make near as much, time wise. Now you do have to wait for that stuff to grow, but you can do a lot more stuff while you wait for that stuff to grow. Uh, but you can, however, harvest the heads and everything and store them. I guess and go up there, but it'll take a lot more longer time. You can get the same amount of rent you can from the farming one. Base building, I lost my footage on the building of the base. It's not complete, but it's got a big portion of it, enough to where I can start moving stuff down. Did get the greenhouse built so that way I can start planning to get produce and stuff so we can start cooking some of the higher quality meals and stuff. You'll see part of that here when he runs through. I did not take my animals with me. I just wanted to make sure they had enough food, which, by the way, they were getting low on food. I'm going to have to really get caught up on that. That and I can't wait to get them in the desert area where I can get them out in the open where they can roam around instead of being all cluttered up right there by the door, making it hard to get in. You see here, I'm going ahead and started getting the fiber to make their hay. Uh, but yeah, I streamed this, but I was having some streaming issues. Part of it was with sound, and I wasn't being heard, nor could we hear the game or nothing like that. And had to go in and fix all that stuff. But I did do the mission just to run the mission in case somebody joined. But anyways, it just gave me something to do other than just stand around and watch my farm grow. But but in any case, at least I got my video for the following for Monday anyway. And I just got to figure out what I'm going to do between then and then, move my base and all that stuff. I'm looking at probably doing several missions in one video because I'm really eager to get through all this and start. I probably should have just went ahead and created a new character to do all this. Having a level 60 and you're able to make everything, it kind of makes it dull, I guess. It's not near exciting as having to rebuild everything up, and when you start off automatically getting the jackhammer and all that, and not have to use the biofuels and stuff. I mean, I don't know. It just wasn't. It doesn't seem near as fun as it did. But like I said, though, I want this character to do all the great hunts, the the complete missions and stuff. That way, he has everything unlocked. So I'm probably just going to wind up doing both two missions in one, or something like that to get through this and get him through that, so I can start on sticks and with a brand new character and start from scratch. I think that would just make the game a lot better. And then we'll just simply take it from that point on, you know. But at the end of the day, it's just, I don't know, it's Icarus, man. I still have fun doing it, but being at the level he's at and you're going up to do these missions, sometimes it seems a little too easy. But then again, he's maxed out, got all the guns and stuff. He wasn't forced to constantly use a bow all the time, and like you would in the beginning. Uh, I have never tried the melee builds, so I don't know if that's any good or not. I mean, you have to, well, yeah, you have to use a shield to help block. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it all out when we get to that point. But like I said, it's just getting through this part of it here, and hopefully I can get that streaming issue straightened out, so that way I can start streaming and be online, start from scratch, especially when we start doing sticks. Anything you see the new base sitting right there off the right. There it is. It's got 3 buildings set up. I got a warehouse set up. Got a kitchen area set up. But the main building part of it, I'm trying to rather make that the smelter and the forgery, or the forge, and then have a fabrication. I'm thinking about building a fabrication shop off to the side of it, and then of course, have my main house where he'll get his comfort and stuff for his housing and stuff, but separate from all that. But now that's in the future though. Man, that's not right off the bat. And now we're fishing to run up here and get that. And you probably hearing some noise in the background of me talking or humming or something like that. This is probably, I think it's at the point where we finally got the sound problem fixed, but it was just time consuming to get it fixed. And I'll spend most of the time trying to fix that. So out of the 4.5 hours I did stream, I wind up, I think, with an hour worth of stuff. And you can hear me in this while the mission was taking place. But before the mission started, there was just no sound or anything. And it was kind of frustrating for me. Thought I had it figured out, but lo and behold, you don't. Let me see here. I'm just killing. I probably shouldn't have wasted my time killing everything on the way up there. I should have just killing it, but not harvesting the heads out of them. I think that's what I wound up doing when it was all said and done. When I shoot them, yeah, this is where I started taking the heads. But that just made it go for so long. I think it's what made it. Yeah, it's definitely what made it. This video goes for so long. Other than the point that I died, and I had to re-travel all the way back up there to where I was at. But I would take a pre-built shelter with me and a bed. But what I'm afraid of is if I respawn up there and I mark it down as a spawn point and I die up there, that I'll spawn in there and I'll forget to respawn my base when the mission's over with. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about all that, so. I mean, you don't want to be all the way in the South Desert and then have to respawn in the North Desert at the very top of it, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I mean, you'll see here, I just simply didn't show that going back up there, but I did show you the death scene there, Y'all can laugh with me there too. But I was not happy with myself on that. But as you see here, I just started killing everything. It's pretty much all there is to it on this video. Killing one thing after another until I got up there. And of course, when I went back up there, I had to kill everything going back up there, especially in the Arctic zone. There was so many dang woods in that Arctic zone. I think if I was to start over with a brand new character and got to the point where I can trap woods, I think I would go into the Arctic zone because there were just so many woods you can get. You can trap in place because there's just a steady supply of them. You'll see that here in a minute. There were so many wolves, and it was pretty crazy. But you see here, I'm trying to keep everything straightened out. I mean, look at all those wolves. And here the fish start all coming and running in. those rare meats when you do that. It's incredible. I think at one time I had like 5 bodies stacked all up in one spot and barely made it in. I see this is like 10 minutes into the video here. 10 minutes and 30 seconds. See how long it takes to get through the winter section here. Now I see I'm trying to draw them in. And they finally start coming in on me. Go get the others. Yeah, seeing the bodies everywhere now. And here comes some more. Just keep coming. See, I think that one right there just saw me. There's one in the middle. And here he comes. Yeah, he's red. Yeah, it was crazy how many wolves come out of there. But the sad thing is, it's just getting started. I think eventually, after this next round of wolves that come up here in a few, I just decided, you know what, that's enough heads. You know, I mean, if I kept on doing it, I would probably never made it all the way up there to finish the mission, to even get the mission done. You know, it was crazy how far it went, of how many I was getting at the same time. And the downside is it only stacks 5 heads. So you have to see, here comes more of them coming already. But, yeah, I think here's where I try to get even stacks of them. Then I just... You can see now they see me, here they come. actually see how fast the wear goes down that shotgun when you use it that much. Yeah, I think it should be here where I took the last hit, I think. Or it could have been. I don't know. I gotta finish watching like y'all do right now. Any. The heck with it, man. I just need to get going with it. But that's me when I play this game. I get so sidetracked. Something else. I think here through here when you see me turn around like that, I think I was looking for those bats deals for the guano. Because I did wind up making quite a bit of explosive shotgun rounds, armor piercing, armored rounds for hunting rifle, more shotgun slugs for the shotgun, of course. But like I said, I'm really looking at getting enough ammo so I can run several of those missions back to back and get those knocked out. I really want to get into that sticks, man. I know y'all probably get tired of hearing me saying that, but I really want to get into sticks. I saw some gameplay in that the other day, and it just made things worse. I guess I'm going to have to stop watching Icarus videos. That's all there is to it. But, yeah. Oh, I'm excited about it. I want to get up there and get done with it. And hopefully I don't get into a position where I don't, just simply just give him a business. I want to, like I said, I want him to have everything done. That way it would be what do you want to say, a complete character, in other words. But if I have to, I cannot believe I kept missing that thing that much. Look at that. All that for just that one wolf. Yeah. And there's those messages, yeah. Can't figure out why there wasn't one of those messages in there, but could be because I shot it with a gun instead of actually having to destroy it with a knife. I believe it was on Friday's video. I know I was kind of short on what I was saying on the video, but we had some pretty serious stuff we had to take care of here. And I apologize for that, but I wanted to make sure the video was done. But, yeah, it was, I mean, everything turned out all right. It was just that we had so much stuff we had to go into town to do. And me, I hate going into town and dealing with people. I don't know if it's me or what, but there's a bunch of rude people these days. Now here I probably should have went ahead and made a campfire and sleep through the night until I got over that. But it was almost like it was on cue. Each time I got over there to go up over the bridge, going over the pass there, it was like a lightning storm coming in. So it's kind of weird. I don't know if that's actually part of the storyline for you to take that risk or what, but made it all the way through it anyway. But I mean, I had no bad ill on it, but other than that I died, I bad ill at myself for dying. And I forgot how much room we wound up with.
Always good to trade.
But
Bye.
yeah, you can see the time consumption on that. You know, and I did take that gun off that wall. Yep. Decided to keep it anyway. I don't know if I could take that back to the workshop or not, since it was in game. But you can see it's a workshop gun, so maybe I can't take it back in. I don't know. I want to try that and see if I can keep it. That way I don't have to make another one. Here I had to take a small break. But yeah, hands down. I mean, I knew there was probably going to be issues streaming, but it's going to take a while for me to figure that out, how to get out there. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff I'm still learning how to do. I want to be able to do better thumbnails and stuff, you know. But I'm not like those guys, those younger guys, man. They've been in it for a long time. But I need to figure that stuff out. But it's just going to take me a little longer than other people. But That, and I'm not exactly sure all this AI stuff either. I know I want to make a brand kit or something to go into front of the videos, but I'm not exactly sure what I'll plan on doing with all of it. But I want to make something cool. Good God, how long was I gone? No, I think here's where I actually said, no, that was the first time I used it. That I had to take a break. And then turned around, came back and started playing and forgot to put it back on gameplay. But, uh, but we got it back on gameplay eventually. But it was just, I think I played a full 2 minutes before I realized, damn it, I got to change it back. But, yeah, I just try to figure it out, man. Try to do it all in one time. Damn, I didn't realize that was taking that long. I thought it was just only a few seconds. So I went and made me. I think this time I went and made me. There we go. Went and made me a drink. I guess I could have took that out and saved a couple of minutes, huh? But hands down, though, I mean, it's nighttime. I think I did go out, and that's when I went out and made the fireplace, and then turned around and sat there anyway. I don't. I didn't think it gave me an option to set it as spawn point. Always go find. But if I did, then there was a chance I would have died before I got there anyway, because I wouldn't have the alternate water with me or food. And then I was in an area where there's a lot of animals, so here I am trying to find all that stone and stuff. Yeah, I didn't have enough stone. I think here pretty soon here, I think I'm going to hear a bear. You can watch me react to it. Like try to get one side of the one or all the way to the other. Yeah, you can see all the way through here. You have trouble with all these animals and stuff, but I mean it's definitely doable. You could probably do it with a bow and arrow because I did it coming back up after I died. But it just doesn't. It's just time consuming, man. I just wish there was a faster way to travel getting up through there, through those deals. That way you don't have to kill so many animals before you get up there. Yeah, you, there's my shooting skills. That's so noticeable. But yeah, I mean it's a long way over the top of the hill, And when it's done, I don't think I showed y'all when it's done when I was coming back through there and the pass was open and
I
all
don't
the
want to tell you your job,
ramps and stuff were still there.
but if
I don't
you
know if
build
they'll
a
stay
way up
there
that
permanently
face, sad
or
images
what.
look
All
like
knows
you
I
have a
went about
clean
trying to climb
run
back
all
up
the way
those
to the
things, trying to
Riverlands. Easy for me to say.
remove them after I fell
You're
and
the one's
died.
got to
So,
do it.
so I just left them all there. And it was all made out of thatch, so it shouldn't be too difficult, you know what I mean? But it takes quite a few ramps to go up and over that. And I sure as heck didn't want to use all my good stuff that I was building for the base and everything. But here I'm about to make all those ramps and everything to go up there. I think it was right here where I started going up. Yeah, man, I'll have to change directions in order to get back up there, but I just kept going one way there for a little bit. Eventually I had to do it, no matter what. But I was actually trying to do that there, but it just wouldn't let me change the directions there until that right there. I was able to do it. But and here where it was something I was kind of concerned with. I was coming back down. You see how I was trying to be careful coming back down, but it was kind of crazy trying to get up on that one side and it just wouldn't let you go up, you know. And then looky there, I almost fell to my death right there. But I think here's where I had to go back down to make more, to get enough stuff to make more of them, you know. Went up and re-grabbed that one and stuck it up to see if I can get it to where I can get up past it. Here, I'll tell you, it makes me so nervous coming down that. It's unreal. And it doesn't help none when you're scared of heights, and, which is sad because in real life I'm 6'4", you know, so you would, you know, it doesn't make sense to be scared of heights, but when you're that high, when you're that tall, but one bad experience really causes all that for you. Yeah, see here, what I should have done here was I should have made some floor pieces, but I didn't. I was so focused on going up that I didn't really think about going down. I need some floor pieces in order to change direction, and that's what costed me there when I fell. But you live and you learn. I mean, it's all said and done, good, and we got it done anyway. So that's the bonus part of it. Now all we got to do is find our way down the other side. Well, I found a way down all right. I mean, but that's one way of getting it done. Now I only put those there just in case I couldn't make the jump, but kind of find out I was able to. But yeah, this is the only downside. So you really can't change the direction other than up and down. You can't really turn the angle of it unless you're standing a certain way. Or at least I haven't realized if you can or not. But and here's the deal where I start to try to figure out a way to get that to turn so I can go down. And it was getting kind of frustrating because it wouldn't turn and go along with the deal. It kept trying to go like that right there. And here comes the lightning storm, and that part made me pause. Or at least they really wanted me to get down before it caught something fire. I didn't know whether or not if it would break the hold or not on the whole thing and come crashing down. Here in a minute you'll see me go back up just to be on the safe side. After I got down to this point here, found out I couldn't get that thing to turn to the direction I wanted it to go. It's strange how you can't just spin it. You know what I mean? You have to be at a certain angle, have a certain contact, and it's frustrating. You know. But try to decide to put my water back in. I forgot all about having that thermos in there. Here's where I come up with this ideal. I just drop it down, connect it to the deal, put a reverse piece on the other side like a cradle, and then jump down to it and hopefully be able to change the direction of the ramp. And that's where I made my mistake. You know, but we live and we learn, right? It's just one of those things. I went off right there.
Damn it.
I should have
me
took that a
that
little bit
day.
slower. You see me shaking my head like screaming at the top of my lungs there probably. Oh man, I tell you, I knew better.
Mm-mm-mm. Only back to bed.
But that's okay. I won't force you to watch the whole travel back up there. I'll get us back up there and show we get down and go finish the mission. Spawn back in there. And then get back up there. And the only downside of that is that all my gear was on my guy, so I had to make the hammer and stuff. I didn't have the room for everything, so I had to make more ramps. And of course, you know, fix what I could so I can get back up there because of the other lightning storm that came through. But had to fix everything back up. Or what you got so used to having that platinum hammer that that old wooden hammer just did everything it could. Had to repair it again and again. I think the way that looks when it's burnt looks pretty cool. But that there, I didn't realize that would fix it like that. But there's another piece I tried to fix and it wouldn't fix it, so I don't know what the deal is with that. And here I'm kind of regretting coming up here in the dark because I couldn't see where I had all those ramps until I got right there on them. And here's where I'm going to run the sprint and get across.
Welcome to the Riverlands. It's what happens when you wipe out a chunk of a world and replace it with your own genetically adjusted flora and fauna. An ecologist's nightmare and wet dream all rolled into one. Problem is,
If I'm not mistaken,
no
here
one
I
knows
made a flat
exactly how
piece
exotics
to
are
help get
affecting this
across
place,
there instead of that.
or how any of it's going to develop
I
long
think
term.
I wound up tearing that out and then putting
Question
in a
is,
floor piece so that
is
way.
Icarus gone, or just
Yeah, I was
resting?
nervous because I was nervous I was going to wind up taking the one up from underneath me, so I just decided to leave it. And here's a, I think this is where yeah, this is where I did it. I think I only took one to do it, I think. And I added one more just to be on the safe side. Because you can put that stuff in into the cliff and give it extra support to strengthen the support of it. there I can get down. I was so nervous about doing that. Oof, it's crazy. I was making sure the stability wasn't going to stay red. Eventually I get down here, I couldn't tell how close I was to the ground because of all the trees. But and that getting that close there, and all of a sudden my light just didn't want to light up, you know, the area around you because of the tree was in the way. That's when I realized I was on the ground, thankfully. And here it took quite a bit to get all the stuff I had, plus, you know, I didn't want to lose anything that I picked up because I knew I was going to need some of it later. So I just kept what I had going. You know, I wasn't even thinking what I should have done from the get start was drop all that stone stuff I made. The knives, the axe, the bow, all of it. Just got it out of the way, and I think everything would got picked up a lot easier that way. I go realigning my toolbar back up. And now we'll head over and get that thing finished. As soon as I mark it on the map, I think. Now we had to go all the way over there. course, here I'm trying to figure out which way I have to go, but we eventually get it. Get rid of that festering wound so I can get me some stamina to run. But yeah, I still haven't seen anything about healing up your bulls after they get a wound. So I don't know if that's going to be a permanent thing on them or not. If it is, I mean, eventually I'm going to wind up losing them in combat when I'm sitting there doing all that enzymes and stuff, getting exotics from those deals, which is something else I need to do too. I guess I need to hunt for exotics using the radar, and then finding out how to find them like that. Only time I ever found them was when just running across them. I've never used that radar to hunt down exotics. But like it was in the beginning, I had two of them just real close, which lucked out. But I've used, I went back to that one that we did back when I was at that video. I think it's called Just Having Fun, messing around basically, and started that. Come to find out, animals will attack it, predators will anyway. So you have to defend it anyway. So you didn't want to leave it. But I wound up using the two out of the workshop extractors, and I don't know if I don't think it does it. Gives you more. I just think it does it a lot faster. And the fuel tanks looks like you can do two of them in a row. You know, two of them back to back, and then you can have to get new canisters brought down to you. So we're probably going to do some of that too. But like I said, I really want to get the base moved and really focus on getting these missions knocked out faster. Because I'm really debating whether to build something fancy or just build something common and just be done with it. I know I got a lot of resources for glass, all that stuff, but I don't have enough steel, so I'm going to have to farm iron to get enough steel if I want to keep building. So if I want to build something fancy, because I'm going to definitely want to make stuff with glass and everything to look out and stuff. But I got some windows made in the kitchen one, and some in the fabricator one. But it's just here or there for right now. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I want to build it. But we'll get over here. We'll have to set a ramp down and a platform down to actually set the beacon on. You can't just set it on the ground, which is sad because there's plenty of room there, but which also made sense too. You'll see I put a ramp in the water and it wound up breaking the ramp. So I can kind of see that. You have to be able to get it up off the ground. But that'll be all this here is going to be, and then that will bring it into the mission. So now we got the Riverlands opened up. We can actually come into Riverlands and explore that area, especially if we're looking for exotics. And then I think this is the area where you get the Black Wolf armor too. So that I still need to get unlocked. I definitely want that one unlocked. But we also want to use the Thumper, that deep ore cycler, stuff like that, so we can get some obsidian going too. But that's the only way you can get obsidian on the map. Now I am impressed with the way that limestone looks. I mean, that looks pretty cool. So I'm definitely going to be looking at building something out of limestone.
And the beacon's nearby.
And I think that the whole base is going to wind up being limestone, I think, just because it looks that cool. With that being said, I appreciate y'all watching. Remember to subscribe, share, leave a comment if you want. You know, what I mean, anything, any advice that you can give, I'm willing to listen to it. All right, y'all have yourselves a good one, and peace.
Beacon activated. Signal looks solid.